I heard it.
I don't know if you guys were. What would I have done if you guys had?
You figured it out.
Okay.
What's recording?
Mhm.
Not the cloud.
What?
It's recording to the computer, not the cloud.
That makes sense. So it'll go into like one.
Whatever local is.
Yeah. I'll find it. Oh, okay.
Good to go?
Yes.
All right. So if we're all ready, I guess we can call this meeting to order. It's 5:42 p.m. And I'm looking for a motion to accept the minutes of the May 11th and June 8th meetings.
I will present that motion. Second.
Perfect. I hear a first and a second. All those in favor, or is there any questions on the minutes? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Report from the chair. Obviously, I'm not with you. I broke my leg up hiking up in the Adirondacks, and I'm having surgery on Wednesday. Sorry for not being able to be there with you, but I'm happy that we're able to keep the meeting going. We have a quorum. We have some guests, and we're eager to hear from them. I guess I should also note that part of the chair report is that Brian and I have been meeting with Dan, and Brian met with Nyla and Carly, and I appreciate all the work they've been doing on trying to get this website launched. So without further ado, Dan, I guess you can hear me and you want to take it away with whatever your presentation is, and really focusing on this new company. And it appears to be really awesome from what you sent us so far. So take it
Sure.
away, please. Thanks.
So again, there's a couple of different pieces happening right now. So Nyla is working on using the city website in job form as kind of the free alternative. What I have is not free, but what it is the full pay, it's the full package, right? So we started out with a Microsoft product. It was $13,000 or $14,000 they gifted us, and it was sort of 17 to get it to the finish line. Out the door, right? The latest one is it's an AI piece. It was $4,000 to build. I have it running right now. I can send the links to you guys. Just I'll get your email address and you register for it. Essentially, you can, as a subscriber, as a person who's going to submit, you can submit. It's exactly what we talked about. You submit. Carly, sorry, there's somebody in the waiting room.
We legally have to admit them.
Okay.
And if it's news 10.
Okay, so you would submit just as a normal participant, and again, our ground rules, anyone across the country can submit. The council, I'm sorry, the task force would have the opportunity to I would review in a gallery and move the slides forward. From the submittal to the gallery piece, there's an AI component that reviews for positive, negative, previous state flags, any comparisons. Again, then you guys would move them forward to the top 5, and then the voters would be geocoded, and they would have to log in, username, their address, be geocoded, and they would put in a vote in, one vote every 24 hours. At the end of the time period, you would, and I don't really understand the voting thing. I know it works, but I don't understand it. The top 5 would eliminate from 5 down to 1. So essentially, it's what you were asking for, but it's cost.
Point of clarification, I guess. I don't remember my Robert's rules, so I'm making that up.
Okay.
It's one vote every calendar day,
Yep.
not 24 hours.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, technically, we'll jump in there. We haven't made a motion on that specific aspect. So that's still in play.
Okay.
We didn't get that far. I added that to today's agenda. So if we want to move on that, we can. But something to think about.
Yeah, and what I think the point being is that, so this is it's a creation from an AI tool. Essentially you tell it what you want and it does it, right? So from the layout perspective, It's got a sense of all the pieces, but it probably doesn't look like what you want it to look like. So we would just tell it to look like what you want it to look like, right? At the end of the day, it's the epitome of flexibility. So Jamie, to your point, if you go from 24 hours to calendar day or calendar day to 24 hours, I just walk in there, I write a prompt and it changes it.
Cool. In terms of time frame, I know you said that you have a lot of it pre-built, but how long would it take for us to get submissions going if we were to get the money allocated from the city council?
You can do it tomorrow.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I mean, you guys need to roll through it, see how it works, play around with it, break it, whatever. So I say tomorrow, it's possible that it's tomorrow, but you would probably want an amount of time to go through it. Fair?
Yeah, I think our timeline, we're still kind of on target. The general timeline is that we want to have this flag ready for next year, 2027. And in doing so, we want to get schools involved, and that will all take place this fall with the submission process. So really like to get the link to the task force so they can play with it.
Sure.
And there's been some emails back and forth with city council and leadership, but nothing has been allocated money wise for this project. They do understand that there is some need, but I can't make any, I don't have the authority to make any specifics. We're trying to figure out how much money would cost for marketing. I guess we still have to hear from Nyla about, what print costs were, what things are going to cost for make banners and if we want to go down that path. So the $4,000 amount, right, Dan, is the absolute bottom line amount. It's not $4,950. It's $4,000.
$4,000. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
And again, right now, so we're using essentially the suite, the AI suite. I'm going to say on loan, but essentially the fellow that was developing it or who's worked with the suite and put me in touch with them has been pretty fun. So
Great.
we can make a decision. That would be great. If not, so be it.
And Brian, do you have any follow-up questions for Dan while we have him here?
No. It sounds like there are ways to get it tied into the site that Nyla built.
Yeah, and again, from my perspective, again, it's the epitome of flexibility, right? So I'll send you guys the link to get you registered. You'll say this doesn't look like what we thought. That's fine. Use your imagination. Tell me what you want to look like. But the functionality is there. I think really that's the big point is it does everything everybody needs and then some. And if it doesn't, then we'll work on it and make it do it. I think from the original tasking, I think we're pretty spot on, but it's your call.
Sounds good.
Does anybody from the task force other than Brian and myself have questions for Dan while he's here? All right.
Why not until you see
All
it?
right. I have been able to play around with it. So I've made some submit, I made a flag and I submitted the American flag and I thought that it worked really well, just to practice with it. So I really appreciate the work and hard work you've been putting in to this whole project, Dan. It's gone a really long way. You've gotten us thus far. So it's a matter of, trying to get some money allocated and, to implement this project in which we have the task force to try and carry out the ordinance, the will of the city council. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't have the agenda in front of me, but
Sure.
I know that I have the website in terms of the implementation part, right? Duncan, you've been working on some parts of the copy, if you will.
Yeah, sorry, I should have had that earlier, but yeah, we talked about adding some one just going through pure line edits, just cleaning up some language. Did some of that. Also, we had kind of already built in a section for history of Albany. I kind of took it a little bit more in a direction when we could talk about, we can make edits but I did more of like an about Albany section. I thought that would be a little bit more helpful if I'm a person unfamiliar with the city and I'm looking for ideas on design elements. Like, I don't know if a 400-year history of the city is like the most helpful direction. So there's like 2.5, I would say, components that kind of speak to the history, but there's also like, mentions of like Nipper and like the tulip
hmm
and like elements of that to kind of just like, you know, raise some ideas for common design elements that the city's residents are already familiar with. But yeah, so I sent that out today. Obviously, if there's any like further tweaks, I can continue to make them, and that can be a collaborative thing. But yeah, I just made it a Google Doc and I sent it in some emails. So if anybody wants to reach out to me in terms of reviewing that, I can certainly forward that along. I know we have to, be careful about the number of people on any listed email, but yeah, just some of those. I did want to get that down on paper. Also, I hadn't yet submitted my bio.
Yep.
So
Saw
I also
I sent it to you, right? Did I forward what he sent?
No, I did not see that.
Okay.
I can also send that.
Yes, and I'll also be forwarding you over to the city historian. just to-
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, great.
yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
they want to do punch up, that'd be
Yeah.
fantastic. But
Okay.
yeah, I just
You didn't even
like
know
I
I
said,
had that as a
Yeah.
resource.
Yeah.
that's great.
Awesome. So Nyla, I want to thank you very much for all the work you've done thus far, and the website's fantastic. It just took so long to get to this point, and I think we owe you both a great deal of thanks. So.
Anytime. But yeah, obviously the website is set up, and when Dan does his magic, we'll be able to link it. Obviously, but there's a lot of limitations in terms of the site right now. So my goal is, once that site that you guys finalize is solidified, is how would we both link it without it feeling like two separate sites, if you will. But yeah.
Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions for Nyla on the website, or has everybody been able to see the /flag? I guess it's not really launched site, but it's in development.
Yeah, the design of it all makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of what we've gone over for the last few meetings, and my understanding is like it's the functionality elements, like the submission thing, is going to include all the AI searching tools of the 3 double checks we were talking about, and then the voting part of it is the other big chunk of it. But other than that, like all of the content that we wanted is clearly here, and thank you again.
It was easy.
All right. As far as the design of that flyer, Liz is going to take a lead role. We had talked about that last meeting. She was unable to make it, and excused from tonight's meeting. She's on vacation, but I think in August we'll get the ball a little further down the road to try and have some kind of paper flyer. Do you have any idea what the cost would be to print that, Nyla?
So my idea, obviously, for printing a flyer, so an 8.5 by 11, that can be printed in-house, no problem. In terms of like signage to be like to live, like the placemaking sort of
Yeah.
signage, I priced it for Coroplast at 18 by 24. It's gonna cost you $19.17 per.
Okay.
Yeah. And then obviously we could talk about mounting and everything of the sorts, but obviously we could work with our traffic engineering / DGS team in order to get things mounted and solidified onto a surface. But at the most, $19.17 per sign.
Okay. Per side. Okay.
Yeah. Once Liz gets me, and what I'm hoping happens, once Liz gets me the artwork, I can start talking to our print shop at Traffic Engineering to see if the city could eat up those costs of actually going out to print at like a print shop.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be helpful. I guess the next thing, the only other, I have a proposed motion, which is around the voter eligibility frequency. Do we want to take that up tonight as a board, or do you want to wait?
We can do that now.
Okay.
Do I have to propose
Does
a-
anybody want to offer a motion on eligible voters casting no more than one vote per calendar day?
Yes, I will move for that.
Do we have a second?
Yeah.
All right.
Although, is there any questions on the motion?
And that's mostly to clarify between one calendar day versus every 24 hours, which
Correct.
is more of a,
Yeah, it's just defining the
Yeah.
voting frequency.
yeah.
Yep.
Do we need to say that it resets at midnight, or is it just, does it not really matter?
Well, definitionally by calendar day, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So,
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Is there any new business? I don't see any new business. Liz is going to get together with, other than, continuing to say, Liz is going to get together with myself, and I think Duncan, you're on that email, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to try and get together. She's going to get some graphics ready for something to show us probably at the August meeting. Other than that, does anybody have anything else to bring before the task force?
I was just thinking of something else to maybe just, I don't know if we wanted to discuss at all the current flag in any of the materials. And just like people know that it's not like as old as the city, they also might be a little more like willing to change. Um, the flag's only like 110 years old, it's not like 350 years old or anything like that.
We could, part of the website to write like a partial bio of the existing flag, Yeah. I think that, right, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we had talked about early on in the very beginning part when we were making our mission statement that we didn't want to acknowledge the existing flag due to the reasons why we're changing it. We wanted a more diverse flag. So I'm not opposed to publishing a copy of the flag, a pictorial flag. But we should maybe have some further discussion of that. Maybe when Liz gets back for the next meeting.
For what it's worth, I would rather, like, I don't mind discussing it on the, or like, describing it or whatever, saying what issues we have with it, but if people want to see it, they can Google it.
Yes.
We don't need to have it on the site itself.
Yeah, no, more so just even like the basic, like design in 1909, adopted in 1912.
Yeah.
Yep.
As problematic.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to any of that. It's what the task force wants to take the direction as a whole. So why don't we kind of table that discussion until the next meeting, and we can have a more thoughtful discussion on that when we all can be there in person. I think it'd be a little easier. And I also want to bring, since Liz has such experience with graphic design, I think she would want to weigh in on this as well. Is there a motion to adjourn?
No moved.
Second? All in favor?
Did Nyla want to say something?
okay.
Oh, sorry.
Anything else?
Hold on.
I guess, yeah.
And as
Sure.
that, I know you guys bring it up. So July 22nd is when our city charter got signed. Because of it, us as a city, we're doing a bell concert outside of City Hall where we're showcasing it as a happy birthday to Albany. If you guys would like to table or put materials out or just be like, hey, this is coming down the pipe, I think this is your core audience.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What day is this?
Yes, so it is Wednesday, July 22nd. The concert will start, and we're still deciding between 5 o'clock and 5:30, but it'll be an hour.
Okay. Oh, I should mention, Carly had sent me an email as well. sorry. That the city had asked us to put together some numbers on how many flags they will need to order once we come up with a final design.
Yeah,
So
all city properties, if you guys wanna like start like taking account of how many flags.
You asking them or?
Yeah, that, no, the budget wants me to ask that, if you guys are open to that in general.
Okay.
There's gotta be,
Is there a-
in this building, right, of city properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, any more info?
Or I can
No.
Google it, I mean, what's faster, like.
Could GIS like provide? Could GIS provide like, or some?
City-owned property.
Yeah, city-owned property.
Yeah.
And, like, we could
That
like,
makes sense.
we could like break it up into like precincts effectively and have like people do their Sunday stroll.
Mhm.
You're like.
That's like a quick
So
one sentence.
the new GIS man is actually mapping all this stuff out right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're obviously pretty far away from actually having a finalized flag, but what would be the timeline on? That
I think the timeline is that they want to know how much money to put into next year's budget.
So,
We're publishing the budget right now.
yeah,
Budget.
Okay, so this,
So in the next week or two.
okay, all right,
If it's coming from GIS, all she has to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, so.
okay,
okay,
One there plus.
yeah,
okay. Like people be like vigilant on their emails. We'll expect some kind of email from y'all, I suppose. Carly, with you,
yeah, I
yes?
guess, yeah,
I
yeah,
think those,
we'll find out, yeah.
And then
Yes.
we can figure out amongst ourselves about like, yeah, canvassing effectively buildings and getting a ballpark figure.
Did you talk to Frank and Sergio about places? They should
So-
have a solid place.
I just got like an email from my boss that was just like, hey, met with budget wants to know this, ask the members. So-
Yeah, does a master list of every police station and all the fire departments?
Thank you.
all that?
You can
Right,
have
this now,
like a
and
monthly.
And then Sergio's like somebody. So
Yeah.
it's like, this is a bad time from beginning this, like,
Yeah.
Frank, get back from Italy.
Yeah. If anything, I'll talk to Jeff or Patsy, but they should have finalized this in DGS of every flag. Because every time that there's a pride or something.
Yeah, we're swapping things out.
Half staff, they have to know where to half staff the flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I got that email, to be honest.
So does the police department have their own like allocation of flags for like parades and such?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I know wasn't like,
There is,
No idea.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how like they have like a color card?
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, and also like we have like banners, I'm not,
because that wouldn't be like publicly displayed,
I mean,
like.
you know, but it feels like a flat number, not a, let's figure out how many flags are getting printed. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
It seems like-
imagine the tribe goes from $40 a flag to $60 a flag next year, then it's all messed up anyway.
Yeah. that-
Like, let's call, I don't know, ask for a big
Or we
flat
only have,
number
like,
and
500
play.
flags, or
That's
we have
what I'm
100
gonna
flags.
suggest.
I will give you a
Yeah.
lot more finalized about it.
You get close, but like, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like,
not precision.
I think we're overthinking some of this.
Fair enough.
real quick, the next meeting is August 10th. I'm away. Just FYI, Brian, if you're there, if you're planning on being around,
Yeah, I should be in town.
I'm gonna need you to run the meeting.
Would it be better to pick a different Monday?
I'm open to that. I'm open both on the 3rd and the 17th. I'm just gonna be on vacation on the 10th.
Can we
Uh,
schedule it through email without violating open meeting laws?
yes, because we're not, or I believe so, because then we're not like disclosing any information that wouldn't then be public. So check back, but I also can BCC you guys and like I can put like 3 dates and then I can do like a little Google.
Yeah.
It just has to be agreed upon like a week before we hold the meeting.
Yes, I
correct?
do need a week, and then I always guess we need to make sure that we have space reserved in here or upstairs. The only thing is, if we're open to not doing a Monday, because the council meets on those 2 dates.
Okay.
So like even like the 4th or the 5th would be better,
Sure,
but
Yeah.
we can,
yeah, I could send out like those. Yeah, I could talk to Jamie and then see like send out like 4 dates and see what happens.
Okay.
make a party full.
Exactly.
Any other business? I'm forward that motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
I
All right, motion and meeting is adjourned.
hope surgery goes well.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys.
Go soon.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. Like.
Which mountain? Yeah.
So know where you.
Which mountain? Which mountain?
It's okay.